Okay, so hi everybody. This is the info session for the Southern Spain trip in November of 2026. And we have Alice, who's one of your trip hosts, who's on the call. I'll let her introduce herself in the FAQ section. I'm going to go through some slides and then we'll have plenty of time for questions at the end. So let me dig in. All right. Okay. So we are headed back to southern Spain, which we've been to twice before in November of 2026. Um, and it will be November 12th through 18th. So the itinerary, just at a glance, you will arrive in Sevilla and then we'll have a little boat evening activity as just an orientation to the city. On the 13th of November, you'll have your guided tour of the main monuments and highlights, one of which you can see here, which is the cathedral. And then you will have the 14th, which is our market visit and cooking class, plus some free time. November 15th is our transfer day from from Sevilla to Granada. And we're going to make a stop in Cordoba along the way. That way you can see even a little bit more of southern Spain. We'll also do a tasting tour called a Sights and Bites tour for dinner when we arrive in Granada. We're going to be eating a lot of tapas on this trip. November 16th is our Alhambra and the Abazian exploration day. And then November 17th is your free day in Granada, followed by a farewell dinner and flamenco dance experience. So the Sevilla highlights are getting to explore this really, really beautiful city. It's right on a river, so that's where we're going to do our little boat tour, and then we will explore all of the different historical landmarks on a guided walking tour. Plus, you'll have some free time. There are some monuments and museums which we'll see from the outside and during your free time. If you want to, for example, go into the Alcazar Palace, you can absolutely do that. And then we'll also have a big focus on this trip on the food of southern Spain. So there's a lot of incredible tapas, lots of sangria, and we're going to do a culinary class on day 3 of the trip where we dive into both shopping for local ingredients as well as cooking. And then in Cordoba, we'll have the chance to see the Mezquita Cathedral, which is a incredibly important sort of landmark in all of Spain because it was a Roman temple. It then became a Catholic church. It then became a mosque. And then finally it went back to being a church as of today. And so oops, sorry for the alarm. So each sort of different ruling group of Spain has really made its architectural stamp on this building, and they've just kept building and building and building on top of each other. So there are aspects that are very Roman, there are aspects that are very much like a church that you might see elsewhere in Spain, and there are aspects that are like a mosque. So we'll spend about 3 hours in Cordoba as we drive from Sevilla to Granada, and we will also have lunch in Cordoba. And then when we get to Granada, the big highlights are going to be Alhambra, which you can see here in this photo, which is this incredible castle, and the Albizian, which is a structure nearby. The guide will take us through the Nasrid Palace, the Court of Lions, the gardens. It'll be really about a 3.5 hour full tour of all of the architectural gems within this building. And then you'll have some free time in Granada as well. Again, there's lots to see, there's good shopping. It's a very walkable, small city. And finally, the highlight on the last day is our flamenco dance performance. There are some caves where there are restaurants actually dug into the side of the mountain in Granada. And we're going to go to one of those restaurants, watch a flamenco dance performance, have some live music, and have a final dinner filled with really good Spanish food. So, in terms of where we're staying, We'll be at the H10 Boutique Hotel in Sevilla, and then the Vinci Abizien in Granada. They're both very centrally located, very walkable to all of the main highlights, so it makes it easy during your free time to just go out and explore and then come back to the hotel. In terms of the weather, we expect it to be pretty sunny and dry, lows in the 50s, highs in the 60s. This time of year, it can be a little bit windier. It's kind of the end of their fall, start of their winter. Um, so it might be a little bit cooler than that, but it should be really good weather for all of the walking and exploring that we're going to do. The activity level is pretty moderate, 2 to 3 miles total of walking on the tour days with lots of stops. There are a lot of stairs, not like 10 stairs, 10 flights of stairs, but 1 to 2, maybe 3 flights of stairs when we are exploring some of the historical palaces and monuments, just because they obviously didn't build elevators. And so we do just want to make sure that people feel ready to walk up and down stairs unassisted. There is not a visa right now for Europe for US or Canadian citizens. TBD if it will be in place by the time that this trip runs in November. If there is, it'll be called an electronic transit authorization, and it'll be a simple application that you can do online. You don't have to send your passport in or anything, and the expectation is that it'll be between $10 and $15 for a 2-year electronic transit authorization. So if that goes into place, they say Q3, so that could be, anytime September, October, November of this year. If that is in place, we will send you the instructions on how to apply. If it is not yet in place, then it's not something you have to worry about. And then finally, the trip price is 5,895 in single occupancy. That's the 4-star hotels, daily breakfast and dinner as a group. We'll have 5 lunches. The only lunch not included is on your free day in Granada. All of the transportation, the guiding, all the activities, as well as tips for the guide. So other than your international flights, travel insurance, and any, spending money for shopping and things like that, everything else is included. So I will pause there and happy to take any questions. I know a couple people are already registered on the trip, so happy to take specific questions or, yeah, happy to answer more general questions as well.
I had a question.
Yeah,
The flight out of Grenada, is it Grenada or Granada? I
Granada.
apologize. Granada.
You're good.
Um, do you all recommend, is that the airport we should fly from, or are there some suggestions of nearby? I just started kind of browsing.
Yeah.
And
So,
I was kind of having a little difficulty, or at least with
yeah,
Delta, so.
it is a small airport. So I would say 2 options. One is book a flight out of Barcelona, and then you can take the train from Granada to Barcelona and fly out of Barcelona since that's a much bigger airport. And you could probably do it all in one day. Like if we got you on a train at like 8 or 8:30 a.m., you would be into Barcelona by noon. You could then take an Uber from the train station to the airport and catch a flight that was at, 4 o'clock or something in the afternoon. So that's
Mhm.
one option. The other option is to look for, again, either a flight out of Madrid or like an international flight out of Madrid or an international flight out of Barcelona, and then to book yourself a quick internal flight from Granada to Barcelona or Madrid. There's a Spanish kind of like, I don't know, Spain's version of like JetBlue, called Vueling, Veuling, and that's like their low cost carrier.
I'm
Um,
sorry, can you spell that again for
yeah,
me?
Veuling.
Okay.
And then Ryanair also has lots of options. And so you might just have to break it up, if that makes sense, of book one internal flight that takes you to a larger city like Madrid or Barcelona. And then your international flight could be on Delta or American or anything like that. But the Granada airport is serviced by some of the smaller airlines. I think there also might be flights on Iberia, which is another Spanish airline. And
Yeah, I was
Iberia,
gonna say yeah,
yeah, Iberia is partnered with American Airlines.
yeah.
So if you were, looking on American, you might be able to get all the way home from Granada to the US on American/Iberian.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
I'm happy to, Terry, remind me, what's your home airport?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay. I'm happy to take a look and I'll shoot you an email with some recommendations from what I can see.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So I have a question. So
Yeah.
are we arriving and departing out of different airports?
Correct. So you'll be arriving into Sevilla and departing from Granada. So it is two different airports, which is why it can be convenient to kind of book your international flights through one of the larger cities in Spain and then just book internal short one-way flights between the uh smaller cities, Sevilla and Granada, and your main city that you're flying for your international flights.
Okay.
Um, so, Terry, I can do the same thing for you. Remind me, what is your home airport in the
It's
US?
Houston, IAH.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I can send you both an email this week with just some ideas on flights. I suspect the best option will be to fly sort of round trip through Madrid, for example. There'll definitely be a direct flight Houston to Madrid. And then you can take an internal connecting flight from Madrid to Sevilla and then Granada back to Madrid and then catch your, home flight Madrid to Houston. So that's probably the most straightforward option.
Okay. And you'd mentioned American because that's what I usually fly anyway. So that
Yeah,
would be
exactly. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of looking.
okay. Thank you.
Alice, go for it.
Hey, no, I was gonna say because American is my major airport too. I fly out of Philadelphia. It's really they're really easy because, like she said, they're partnered with Iberia. So if you push the multi-city, they have like a multi-city button and tell them
Mhm.
where you want to fly out of and where you want to fly home from. All your options. For American, not sure with the other two, United and Delta, but American's really good because they partner with Iberia.
Yeah, I think that's probably the simp like if you want to book one ticket or on one airline the whole way,
Yeah,
American's probably your best bet for Spain just because it does have that partnership with Iberia.
Iberia.
Also, so Alice, if you maybe want to introduce yourself briefly, Alice will be one of
Yeah.
the
Hey guys,
yeah, your posts.
I'm gonna be waiting. I want to apologize. I'm on my way to Charleston with my family, so I'm in the car. We thought we like any long distance, we thought we would be here by now. Yeah, I'm Alice. I'll be your host. This will be my fourth time, I think, to Southern Spain. Absolutely love it. People are wonderful. Food is beyond delicious. I want to go back just to get the ham. They have this Iberian ham that costs $50 million in the States, but it's so good coming out of Spain. Yeah, you're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. Like Catherine said, the weather is really nice. Of course, the only suggestion I have is to bring a jacket because, just like in the States, it gets cool at night, but totally sunny and really walkable. So it's gonna be great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Catherine,
Yeah.
I'm doing
Morocco. Yes.
yeah, so I did get my flight to there already. I think that's why I was
Perfect.
asking about the coming back.
Yep. Yep. So we'll be booking because there's a few people doing Morocco, Spain combined. So we're gonna do the internal flight booking for you all from Marrakesh to Sevilla. That way you
Okay.
don't have to figure that one out. Um, and so we're just gonna wait. Morocco just sold out now, and we have 3 spots left for Spain. So I'm just kind of waiting in case there's 1 or 2 other people who book Spain that want to do Morocco and Spain together. And then once we round that out, we'll get those internal flights. So you only need to worry about how to get home from Granada to
Okay.
Atlanta. The internal flight will book for you.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
Terry, I'm going with you tomorrow too.
Yeah, so Alice is gonna be
Hey,
your,
Alice, I'm
host
excited.
assistant on Morocco, and then she'll continue on with the group to fully host our Spain trip. So makes it very
Okay, awesome.
convenient. You're not going to be traveling alone.
Awesome. Yay. Thank
It'll be
y'all.
fun.
Awesome. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, if you think of anything, feel free to send me an email. I will send a recording out with this presentation. And for folks who are interested in booking the trip, like I said, there are 3 spots left. It's a group of 10 women maximum. And the booking process is all on our website. So you can go onto the website, pay the $400 deposit to reserve your spot, and then you have a choice of either a monthly payment plan or a pay in full option with a small discount for doing that. The balance payment, either way, is due 3 months before the trip, so mid-August of 2026. And spots are first come, first serve. So once the trip is sold out, it's sold out, but we can always add you to the wait list. And right now there are the 3 spots available. So have a great rest of your evening, everybody. It was nice to see some familiar faces, and just be in touch if you have any questions.
Thank you, Catherine.
See you
Yep,
guys.
Thank
thanks.
you
All
so
right.
much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.